I think we are live, guys. We are. And it's
been a long day of watching the Arnold Classic, right, Linda?
a very long day, guys. And what a show. So the today at the Arnold Classic, we had Fitness International, the Wellness International, and Classic. So we have some new champions, right?
Yeah, there was a lot of shakeups. Well, there was a shakeup tonight that we saw for sure. And it kind of comes back to, okay, Linda, is there a risk as a champion of the Olympia to compete in the Arnolds? Because sometimes it can not go your way, and what happens at the Olympia.
Yeah. I do think that it's a risk. But when you're a newbie, you're a new Ms. Olympia, as Issa, as she is, then, you're trying to find your way. So I do understand her following through to do it. And we know that the previous, our bikini champion, Miss Olympia, she chose to not compete. And I thought that was great. That's a scary thing for me.
Yeah. And you're talking about Loralee Chapados.
Yes. So that's really, when you're the first time Miss Olympia, it just depends.
Well, we also watched some of the prejudging for the open division, and it looks like it could be close. I don't know if Samson necessarily has it in the bag. Derek Lunsford looked amazing.
He was amazing. I think he looked better than he did at the Olympia. What would you say about Derek Lunsford? I
agree. He continued to look stronger and stronger as the posing went on. Whereas you can kind of see Samson kind of fading a little bit, especially like his legs looked solid throughout the entire show, but from like the waist up, you could tell he was fading. So let's start with the divisions. We're going to go in order, starting with fitness. For all of those who we're sure you guys all watched the live stream like we did.
Yes.
Linda, how was it watching the live stream from home?
Okay, here it is. Let's see. I'm going to turn the volume off here, and let me back it back up and just freeze this. Let's see if I can get them in a good position here. So it was great being at home. We have a whole team on the ground, guys. And they said that they would join us, but you guys know how it is at the Arnold. I mean, to visualize them making it through the audience, and
they're talking to everybody right now.
Yeah.
But we have some special guests popping on here. So don't.
Yeah. So let's look here. So the first call out for fitness, let's go into fitness. And this was this morning, the physique round. And in that first call out, who did we have? Do you have that? I do have that first call out. Let me see. Fitness. The fitness first call out, we had Amber Steffen, Shelley Mensah. She's also Michelle, known as Shelley Mensah, Tamara Vaughn, and Jaclyn Baker. So what did you think about that first call out?
Yeah, I mean, the prejudging, they're being judged on their physique, and it's very similar to what we would judge in like a figure competition. So yeah, their physiques looked incredible, and this was Amber Steffen's first appearance at the Arnold, and she looked great. And her posing, her fitness routine was really, really good too. So I wasn't too surprised to see her in the top 6. Yeah. And Jaclyn Baker, I kind of had a feeling that she was probably going to take the show.
Yes.
And she's this is where the fitness division is interesting, because in prejudging, maybe you don't place as high, but then when you come back to the finals, which is 2/3 of your score, I believe.
Yes. The finals 2/3.
Yeah. So Jaclyn didn't place as high in the prejudging round, but she killed her posing routine and ended up winning the whole show.
Yeah. I predicted as well that Jaclyn would win. Now she's won the Miss International, the UK, Arnold, and now it's official. She's placed second, I believe, a couple times here in Columbus, and now it's official. She's the winner. The winner. Yeah. So here, what we're looking at from left to right, this was prejudging. Jaclyn's to the far left. Then we have Shelley Mensah next to her, Tamara Vaughn, and then Amber Steffen. I was really excited for Amber Steffen to be in that first call out.
And Amber's the one in the middle, right?
Yeah.
Next to Shelley? Okay.
Yeah, Amber's to the far right.
Okay.
And the one thing that we know, I would say that Jaclyn, and when I think of routines and being the precision of the routine, of their presentation, I usually put Amber and Jaclyn in the same lineup because they're very precise. Their skill, I believe both. I know Amber, she was a cheerleader, and a dancer, Jaclyn. But it was clear. Who do you think won the physique round of the four ladies?
Oh,
who would you say?
I believe it is
Shelley.
Shelley, yeah. And she also goes by Michelle.
Yes, she also goes by Michelle.
Yeah, I thought Michelle won or Shelley won the prejudging round, and then Tamara came in second, and that's kind of
yes, I agree. Tamara has just been very consistent with her physique as far as her, in the physique round, she just gets better and better. But overall, Shelley, her structure, she just has a beautiful physique. She could go and compete in figure if she wanted to.
Easily.
Easily. So the final placings, did we say who placed where? Let's say that, because I don't think anybody knows yet. And then we can talk also about, I missed a couple of the routines.
Okay. Yeah. So do you want to rattle off the rankings for the final?
Yes, I will. Okay. So in first place, guys, Jaclyn Baker wins first place. In second, Michelle, also known as Shelley Mensah. And third place, Tamara Vaughn. In fourth place, Amber Steffen. In fifth place, Andrea Glass. And she was a newbie to the stage, I believe. I'm not sure if this was her pro debut. And in sixth place, Tiffany Chandler.
Yeah.
Yep. So what do you think about, Jaclyn, she was the most polished. I think the judges, they got it right.
Yeah, well, and Jaclyn just has there's with fitness, there's you can kind of tell where their background is. You can tell which women are in the cheer background by their movements, by their by the music they choose. And Jaclyn has a little bit more of an edgier routine, it seems like, than a lot of the ones that we saw tonight. And there was some, I think you and I were texting, and we did notice there was some women were not able to hit or hold certain mandatories, stumbles, which is going to affect a big portion of your score.
Yes.
And Jaclyn's just smooth, polished, and she executes, and her mandatory, she nails them. She nails them
every single time. She's just very, very consistent when it comes to presentation. I don't think I've ever seen her. When she does a move, she does that move, and she holds that move. If she's doing a gymnastic move, it's clean. She doesn't land on her toes, or when she moves her hands from side to side or whatever position, they're very, very clean, a clean routine, very polished. So the judges got that right. I would say the only placing that I was a little shocked by was Tiffany Chandler. Tiffany placed sixth. I'm not going to say where I thought she should have placed because I didn't see absolutely every single routine.
Yeah.
But I think the reason that Tiffany placed sixth is because one of the notes that I made in the physique round is that she needs to add a little bit more muscle. I have, her skills are amazing. I thought her routine was very clean. She's very entertaining. She
So
just needs more muscle.
Do you think Tiffany should have placed higher in your opinion?
Yeah, I thought she should have placed higher because her routine, I loved her routine. I mean, I thought it was well done. Well done. Yeah. But I believe the reason of the group during the physique round, I believe she needs more muscle. So I think that's what happened.
Yeah, and that is again just the tricky part of this division. You know, like a lot of these women are gymnasts and they come from different backgrounds, and also to hold a lot of more muscle, it also affects your performance. But I can see how if she placed lower in the prejudging, even just, even though it's a third of your score, it can have an impact. And Tiffany has been around for a long time. I've competed with her in other Olympias and Arnold's. She's been competing for a long time. So yeah, adding that muscle in this division can be challenging.
Yeah. I mean, when we look at each athlete, I'm going to say with Shelley, I enjoyed her routine. I think I enjoyed the one most that she did a depiction of. I think it was not Anaconda. Oh my goodness.
Oh. Tonight?
No, not tonight. It was different. So, you look at each athlete and like routines that they did, like Mina, for example. Mina, when she won the Olympia Masters, I believe she did that Catwoman. So she did somewhat of a version of that, but the Catwoman, that one was really amazing. So when they do something and it's so outstanding, or they come in amazing shape, we always kind of judge them based on what we saw.
Yeah, and
previously,
yes.
You know what I mean? Because that's what you're sitting there waiting for. So I love Tamara Vaughn's outfit and her performance. I thought it was good. It was spicy.
Yeah, she looked. Yeah, I thought she looked
the red. And do you have any others that you want to talk about that you think stand out?
Though I think we've covered the ones that really stood out to me.
But I do believe the judges, they got it right. They definitely got it right. Absolutely. They got the top 6.
Yeah. I agree. And we had Ariel that did not show up to this Arnold's. So there was a lot of opportunity for new athletes or newer athletes to make a mark, which is always exciting for their careers. But yeah, I thought it was great.
Yeah, and I made some notes as far as like with the during the physique round, Kristen Pope, I thought she was in very good condition, very clean and exciting routine that I wrote notes on her. Michelle performed. I love Michelle's outfit of the, it's a band, member of the band, Michelle Gale. She has a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful structure, and she gets better. So she performed the same routine she did at the Olympia. Last Olympia was her first Olympia qualification, and she's getting better.
Yeah,
she's producing cleaner routines, a cleaner performance. So let's see here. Let's go to. Want to go to. What next? Wellness?
Yes.
All right.
That was, I think you and I were texting throughout the day.
Yes. So let's go to wellness.
Wellness was a shakeup, and the wellness world has seen another shakeup. Recently had a shakeup in the Olympia. And here we go. All right. So we have Eduarda, Isa, Elisa, Lisa, Kassandra, and who's on the far right?
I believe on the far right.
Oh, Lisa. I think Lisa's on the far right.
Okay. Yes. So I don't have it in
far
order.
left.
So this was the first call out.
Yeah.
So the first call out, guys, this morning.
Yeah, and the big difference. I mean, I think what really my this is my 2 cents. Eduarda placed third place at the Olympia, and she, from the Olympia to now, I feel like she put on quite a bit of muscle in her legs, because the Olympia she almost looked like kind of small next to Francielli and Isa. And but she has a really nice streamlined look, and they were definitely the judges were making a point, size does not always matter. Oh, that my text to you earlier.
Yes.
That was prejudging. I was
like, that was prejudging. You were just talking about it. Yeah. So you're saying that, so for the audience, we did tell you guys know that there was a shakeup, and that Eduarda Bezerra, she beat our reigning Ms. Olympia Wellness champion, Elis Nunes.
Yeah.
So tell us what you think in regards to what you saw on Isa.
Isa looked amazing. Isa looked
amazing.
She looked amazing. I feel like she looks how she did, similar to Olympia, which was a winning physique.
Yes.
The difference, I feel, is that Eduarda caught up to her in her lower half, but Eduarda has, I feel like, the epitome of what the wellness division is, which is like from the waist up, it's bikini. And from the waist down, it's not symmetrical. It's very, very full legs, that muscle density. And Eduarda came and she really, really improved even from what she had at Olympia. And she was kind of like the dark horse at the Olympia. And her shape is out of this world. Like
out of this world.
It's insane. So her standing next to Isa now, and also Eduarda is a little taller than Isa. So she also, it's harder for a shorter athlete to compete against a taller athlete. But Eduarda just has this amazing structure that is really, I think, what the wellness, she's really kind of growing into that category. And I think she just claimed it. She just dethroned Isa at the Arnold Classic. Which is why we started the show by me asking you, Miss 8-time Olympian, like, how easy is it for a champion of the Olympia to compete at the Arnolds? And sometimes this can happen, and then it makes it. Then you're going into the next Olympia not as the rate. You've been defeated since. Last.
I agree 100%. So let's see here. I'll just pause it right here. And
also, I want to say, Eduarda's posing, when she first came out and was doing her posing routine and prejudging, I literally thought it was Francielli at first. She emulated Francielli's whole routine, almost not whole routine, but just certain the way she kind of turns around. Like, she really looked like Francielli, but just a different version with this tiny, narrow, long waist. So anyways, and also her conditioning was, Isa came in more conditioned than Eduarda tonight or today. And this also kind of shows that, like, Eduarda was also warded a little bit on maybe a little bit softer lines. She was extremely full. She was tight. She had perfect balance with the conditioning. But that's what I saw between those two.
It's my opinion that it's like apples and oranges, right? Like, Isa was on. She was just as good, I feel, as she was at the Olympia. I think Isa is probably about 5'2", and
Yeah.
Eduarda, she is 5'6". She's definitely taller than me. So she's 5'5", 5'6". And when you look at their torsos, their midsection, it's just two different physiques,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And I feel like when I look at Isa with her structure, her height, you see a lot of like very successful women's physique competitors. Like in bodybuilding, when you're short, but in women's bodybuilding and in men and open, usually short is like if you're 5'8", 5'9" for the men. For the
Right.
women, 5'5",
Yeah.
right? Right. So you could be 5'2" and be a really great female bodybuilder. But if you're 5'2" in women's physique, it kind of fits more with women's physique because
Right.
women bodybuilders can put more muscle on. So basically, we're looking at two physiques, both of them in amazing shape, and you're right on point. Eduarda is more in alignment with what we saw in Francielli, right? And she's a newbie. So her body, she's learning her physique. I don't think there's much more that Isa needs to improve upon. Would you say that? Like she can't, her thighs, what would she do to be better? What we do know is what we saw in Eduarda is that she could have been a little bit tighter, right? At the Olympia, from the Olympia. What would you say?
I think at the Olympia, I think I don't think she added, I really feel like she added on just a little bit more
I see.
density in her legs because they really, like, I remember watching the Olympia and I thought she looked a lot smaller than she did tonight. I feel like she put on quite a bit of muscle, and it's impressive that someone can do that in a short period of time. And we see that all the time with some of these competitors. But I think the big difference for if it really came down to say like the torso up, or if it was for like something for Isa to improve on, I really feel like when someone, and you know this, when someone trains for so long and they build that density, these women train legs so hard. You build density in your core, you build density in your upper body. It's inevitable. So what Eduarda has going for her right now is that she's lacking that density in the areas that would hurt her, where all the other women have much thicker torsos and more muscle in their upper body. And that is not, the wellness is like
that's not wellness,
body and big lower body. So I think it's just the density that is developed in the other portions. And that's something that I don't even know how you would really fix that. If you have someone coming in that's newer, that doesn't have that developed in the other portions.
That's right. That's right. And then down the line, and that's where the challenge, the current champion, Isa, and I believe she has more time under her belt competing.
Isa has been competing, I believe, since the inception of it in the United States. She's been competing for a very long time. And and I don't think this was a close. I think this was I'm sorry. I think this was a very, very close.
Very close.
Probably by a point. And it was probably a really hard decision for the judges. But when you're looking at them visually, like if you look away, like you can't help but to kind of pull your eyes towards Eduarda's shape. But Isa did have some points that beat out Eduarda. But I think it comes down to how many features are beating out the other person.
So would you say, because what I saw where Isa beats her to the side, the separation between the glutes and the quads, like it's more present.
That was her strongest point, where she beat out Eduarda, in my opinion, too. She had more density there.
Yes.
And it also popped more because she was a little bit more conditioned. So you can see a little bit more of that separation. I agree. But I feel like Eduarda's glutes were just fuller too.
Yeah. Definitely fuller.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what was I going to say? To me, I'm going to say this, where I'm really impressed with Isa. Let me say this to you, Isa. The fact that you just competed in, what was the Olympia? October.
Yeah.
And when I look at the wellness division, the work that it takes for them to diet and prepare it's in the same family as female bodybuilding to me.
If these women had biceps and upper body development like women's bodybuilding, I think they would look identical.
Yes. And the reason where I'm giving so much praise to the ladies is that, I mean, it's a strict like deal.
Yeah.
If I'm Ms. Olympia in bodybuilding, and like Iris Kyle would do that. She would compete at the Olympia, win the Miss Olympia, and then she'd turn around and compete at the Arnold, and she kept winning. Wow. She had it down. That is so hard to do. You have to know what you are doing.
And someone that can do that is just living in that zone, and their body is just comfortable being at a certain body fat percentage and being able to maintain it. Because a lot of people, you need a big break, especially for the open.
Yeah, need a big break. So so impressive.
Yeah. So then after Eduarda and we've talked about the top two quite a bit, but then we had in third place we had Elisa.
Yes.
And I think a lot of these predictions were, except for the top two, I think that was kind of a little bit of a shocker for a lot of people, but I think a lot of people had Elisa coming in third place. Kassandra Gillis came in fourth. Sandra came in fifth, and Lisa Meswinkle.
I think it's Meswinkle.
Yeah, came in sixth.
Yes. And what I noticed with Elisa, because Elisa, I believe she won either New York or Pittsburgh. She's won big heavy hitter shows. And it seems like Elisa, she did what the judges asked. I believe that she was getting maybe her upper body, her shoulders, seems like she decreased. She's more in alignment with what they're looking for the wellness division. She was in great shape, but I've seen her more conditioned.
She looked a little bit softer than the top two also.
Yes, she was definitely softer. She was softer than what I've seen her when she won either New York and Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I remember. She usually comes in pretty hard, and maybe that was her feedback. And and that can be so tricky as an athlete when you're in. You'll know this, but some athletes that naturally have a harder physique, and you are told to come in a little bit, not as hard. Sometimes that softer look is not the best look for you.
Yeah.
So finding that right balance is really, really tricky to do.
Yeah. Because normally her tie-ins are really sharp. And they were not as sharp as what I've seen in the past.
Yeah.
But she looked great. Third place is not bad.
Yeah, she did.
Next to Miss Olympia is not bad. And I thought Kassandra Gillis in fourth place, she looked amazing. She has that I think she when she gets lean, like I can tell, like, because the ladies have to present and walk a certain way to kind of not show, I guess, at how lean they really are in certain areas, because you're not supposed to have striations. But she was in incredible condition.
Yeah, she looked really, really good. And for Kassandra, we've had her on our show before. And she's a past figure competitor. She always has more. I feel like out of the wellness, top women, she generally tends to have a little bit more muscle in her upper body. It's crazy. She does not train upper body. She does not. And she just has that. But I feel like, I feel like she's maybe streamlined, slowly streamlining and bringing that down a little bit. Yeah, she looked great.
Yeah.
And great. I think does she normally wear a red suit and she wore blue tonight?
Yes.
I don't know.
I think you're right.
I liked the suit color.
Yeah, I had that frozen in that, that position. I'm sure they have some great glutes. All right, and in 6th place, Lisa Meswinkle. I don't know what notes I wrote on her, but she looked great too. I said very, very developed lower body, incredible flare on her quads, great calves. She was in really great condition.
Yeah, I feel like with Lisa, she could have maybe had a little bit more definition in her legs. They were really full. But I feel like maybe just a little bit more detail, what may have made her look a little bit more, I don't know.
Okay. All right. So then let's go on to what? You want to go on to classic?
Yeah.
Let's go on to classic. You want to talk? Let's go through who placed where.
Sounds good. Yeah. So classic was, I don't think this was a big surprise I wasn't too surprised. Mike Sommerfeld he has such an amazing shape, and the way he poses, he's incredible. And now that C-bomb is off and out of the picture, he's incredible. Logan Franklin, who came in 2nd place, this was the best Logan Franklin has ever looked, I think. And he looked amazing. And his conditioning, he was peeled.
Yes. I agree 100%. They were just like amazing.
Yeah. He looked amazing. He looked great. And then we had 3rd place. We had
Matthew Greggo. And I'm pretty sure Matthew Greggo won my show. Maybe my first Atlanta Pro.
But I heard your name being called out right and left.
No, I was
what? She's there?
Yeah, a couple of winners of my competition, they were there competing. So I was really proud of that. So yes, okay, we have Mike Sommerfeld first, Logan Franklin 2nd, Matthew Greggo in 3rd, and
Michael
DeBull.
In
4th.
4th place was Wesley.
Yes.
Wesley was 4th.
Wesley, I believe Wesley placed 5th.
Oh, you're right. I'm so sorry.
Yes. Wesley Vissers placed 5th, and 6th was Jaclyn Baker.
Yes, who's not shown here. And it was, I was listening to the commentators tonight. Also, shout out to Sid and Phil and all the commentators.
They did great.
They did so great. Like they were
amazing.
Yeah, and I was happy to hear them mention Wesley, because during prejudging, I was thinking Wesley just didn't look. He looked off, and apparently he was food poisoned or the last 3 days. That's very unfortunate for him. Still placing 5th, being sick. That's pretty darn good. But
pretty darn good.
I think everybody had him for sure 2nd. I mean, Logan went from 13th at the Olympia to 2nd place at the Arnold's Classic, which is pretty phenomenal.
Yeah. So what I saw, like between, let me give my assessment here of what I really feel here. Let me see if I can get them in a.
Don't hold back. Tell us what you really think.
Yeah, like so I watched Mike Sommerfeld and Logan Franklin. Totally impressed with Logan Franklin. But the difference, I believe, the reason that Mike Sommerfeld won is he has a thicker back, more density. Like he was just more complete. Like
his lat spread too.
Yeah, he's from the front and from the rear. He's just
when he opens, like you're looking at Logan, you're like, wow, he's like really detailed. And then when Mike opens up, it's undeniable.
It's undeniable. Right. But it was really like close. Like I just looked back and forth between Mike Sommerfeld and Logan Franklin. And
the other thing that really, or body part that really like just allows him to trump the others is his waistline. He has such a small waistline. He's like a little action figure, and it's funny because like you see if you remove Mike from the group, and here's Logan and Sommerfeld battling it out. I mean,
you can see it there.
Look at the detail in Logan. Yeah,
the detail in Logan was undeniable.
Crazy.
Undeniable, crazy.
Yeah.
But I feel like Mike has just a little bit more muscle on him, just a little bit, and first of all, he's shorter than Mike. Mike is shorter than Logan.
Yeah, Logan's pretty tall.
Yes, and Logan's got more muscle he can put on that frame, right? He's gonna be just like killer.
I know he's been working really, really hard. Wow. And tell me if I'm completely wrong here. Sometimes the chest. Do you feel like Logan could add a little bit more in the upper chest?
Let's see. Yes. And that's what I'm saying. I mean, that's where it's always challenging when you get someone that's tall like that. Because he's probably in alignment as far as height with Wesley Vissers. When you're tall, but he's filled his butt. I mean, he is filled out. Look at his back.
I know.
But I do feel like he could be, his chest development is not the same that we see on Mike.
Right. So there was, Logan got a very impressive physique, but I really feel like Mike is probably the new standard for the classic category and could be for a while.
Yeah, let's see here. Logan's chest looks amazing right there. His shoulder and his chest, like they really, honestly, they were just very complete. I'm sure the points, I'm not sure the difference as far as where the judges had them.
Yeah, I would go with the difference was the width in the back and the midline. What's going on here? Oh, there we go.
Yeah, that was me.
Oh, we're live.
Yes. But yeah, Mike Sommerfeld, incredible.
Yeah. So
Logan Franklin, incredible.
Yeah, and yeah, that was quite a come up. That was exciting to see. We were cheering for him. So should we talk about the open prejudging?
Yes. Oh yeah, let's do that.
I don't think any of our friends are going to join us.
Yeah, they're busy. Let's see here it is. I think it's right here.
So this was rad.
Yeah. So, okay, guys. So yeah, let's prejudging tonight. The men, did you write down what you think as far as first of all, Samson Dowda, Mr. Olympia, he brought it. Derek Lunsford, he brought it. The Giant Killer, he brought it, but he wasn't in the first call out. The first
you know who else brought it, who I thought could have been like in the top 2 or 3 was Brandon Curry.
Yes.
Oh my God. Brandon Curry looked incredible.
He looked incredible.
I thought actually it was going to be between him and Derek.
Mm-hmm.
I thought they looked very, very similar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I know it's close to me.
Somebody said this was an Olympia deja vu. It was, but we were missing Hottie. I think we were only missing Hottie.
Yep, you're right. Wow. Let's see. Some people said Samson.
I think Samson's second. That's my opinion too. I feel like, I think we mentioned this earlier on, but I feel like Samson like his midline, and he started to fade, and Derek just looked solid throughout, and Derek looked crazy. And Andrew looked amazing, but he still looked kind of small in certain areas compared to the other guys. But I think Brandon was very impressive.
Yes. And I wonder why. I mean, it's really tough. You win the Olympia, and these guys, they always somehow they'll count him out. I don't know why, because to me, he just always brings it. He's always super consistent. Super consistent, always consistent. He's going to bring it. He's not going to be out of shape. So in that first call out, we had Derek Lunsford, Samson Dowda, Andrew Jack, Brandon Curry, Akeem Williams, and William Bonac.
Yeah. That was kind of a wild card in there too. And so Sean Clarita, was this his debut in the Open?
Yeah, it wasn't his debut in the Open because he competed with C-Bomb.
Okay.
And I believe that was his debut.
Oh, okay. That was was that Dubai?
Yes. Somewhere. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, like a couple months ago. Okay. Well, yeah. He did amazing. And I think he held the center of his
Somebody said in Prague.
Prague. Yeah, Prague. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. We love you. Thank you for chiming in and help us. Someone says here, they're talking about, hey.
Oh, there's Wendy. Wendy.
I know Wendy says she lost her voice, guys. Okay. Hi, Wendy.
And poor Wendy was stuck in Detroit for Wendy. I've been there. That sucks. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
Okay,
somebody asked a question. Home gym physique. Does anyone disagree with me when I say that Logan from Classic Physique has a much, much better physique than these Open competitors?
Ooh, okay. Does anyone disagree with me when I say that Logan?
I wouldn't say better, but I think for the Open, you would need so much more density than Logan currently has to be in this. It's comparing, it's totally different.
Yeah. You know what I'm going to say about
overall structure and maybe appearance, I think, or not.
I think the thing with Logan and this point that I made, like his height, I mean, he's going to, and he's young, so if he keeps training and doing what he's doing, he's going to work himself out of Classic Physique into the Open division. He can put a lot of muscle on his frame.
Yeah, or Derek is almost there.
That you said Derek is almost there?
I feel like Derek could easily, could switch into Open.
Oh yeah, Derek Lunsford, you mean Derek's already.
Yeah, never mind. Scratch all of what I just said.
Yeah. You're good. We're good, guys.
Yeah, so this will be interesting tomorrow. I don't know. I don't think Samson's gonna take it.
Wow, really? There's Ms. Olympia, Natalia Coelho.
And Natalia. I don't know. What do you think, Glenda?
You know what? I'm telling you, hey, it's tough being a bodybuilder and going back to back. There's only a few people that I've seen do it and do it well. Iris Kyle, she was always consistent. She going at Olympia. She come back at the Arnold Miss International, and she did that consistently. So it is very challenging to do.
Yeah. So tell us, like, what do you do for, I mean, that's like what the Arnold's and Olympia, they're usually 6 months apart. What do you do? I mean, for an open competitor, that's a big, that could be a big impact on your overall prep. A lot of these competitors need a whole year to,
yeah,
their routine and their programs. What do you do in a 6 month period? Because it's a risk. It seems
it's a risk. It's just a risk. I mean, you just have to be very, very, very disciplined. Not many have done it. Ronnie Coleman, and I think Ronnie may have competed in the Arnold Classic. He didn't compete outside of the Olympia often. I know Dorian Yates did not. I know Lee Haney did not. I did not. I mean, it's really tough.
Yeah,
it is. And guys can sometimes, I'm just gonna say, they could be. See, I'm gonna say with Derek Lunsford consistently, he brings it as far as his conditioning. He always has. Samson Dauda, he's not known to be one to go to that place of crispness. I'm going to say, right? You know what I mean? So that's a really big jump to go do 2 shows, win the Olympia, and then you're going to show up and compete at the Arnold. So that was a big one. He did great. He really did. He really did. And I'm going to say an example, when you look at the giant killer, Sean Clarita, he's always conditioned. He brings it. So, it's a big one.
Just keep showing up.
It's taking a chance, guys. But they like that money. I think he wanted that. I don't know. What is it? $500,000 the guys get?
That's what I think. I know. I feel like it's a big pot. Like, that's a lot of money for the competitors. And I think that's a big part of it. But somebody just mentioned here, didn't Ronnie Coleman say that he learned that they only peak once a year? That's why he decided not to compete in the Arnolds. And some competitors, they might need that time. Others, like you're saying, Iris Kyle, she could do it.
She can do it. Yeah, she can. Yeah. Good point, De'Aurora. So I think that's it. I don't think any of our friends, they're partying in Columbus. They're not joining us, guys. Well, it was just Camille, just us. We did it, Camille.
Good. I know we've been waiting all day for this. Well, so tomorrow's lineup, we have men's physique, we have bikini, and just open. I think. Yeah. And just open. Yeah.
Open, bikini, men's physique. Yep.
So in the comments below, let us know who you guys have for the open division, and who do you got for the other divisions as well?
I know. Will it be Samson Dauda or
Derek
Lunsford
or Andrew?
All right, guys. Thank you so much. And I'm going to look for my media so I can close this out. We love you. Thank you. And if you're not following us or subscribe, please subscribe. Not follow, subscribe.
Like, subscribe, and watch tomorrow night.
All right. See you guys later. Bye.
dad. Sorry.